Game.
Hey there, comrades. Thanks for joining me today. Another episode of Nomads Gaming and Repairs, and we're going to be doing this one of repair. So as you can see here, we have a Nintendo GameCube with a bottle of cleaner sitting on top of it. Why do I have a bottle of cleaner sitting on top of it, you may be asking? Because it's broken. This button's jammed. Should be an easy fix. This is as I got it. You see that little gem inside there? That's how the system came. It wasn't advertised as having a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee, but I sure as heck got one in there. So, that's a win. That's already worth more than this system is in working order. So, yeah, it was sold as an as-is, as no power. I think it's just because it didn't have a power lead. I have a power lead, and it does power on. It does actually boot and read that game. So the system is fine, surprisingly. Just, that's broken. But again, I'm hoping that's an easy fix, seeing as how the button's just stuck. And as you could see, that it was also only $20. I don't have any friends right now that were interested in picking this up off of me. So, yeah, I'm going to actually be able to flip this for a little bit of money. I'm thinking of doing the region mod on it and putting a switch on the back so you can play Japanese and American games. I don't know. That could make a decent video. The circuit board and the traces you have to solder onto for that mod are very small. I have done it in the past. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Even though I'm better now and I have more experience, I have better tools, I need new glasses. Mr. Nomad needs new glasses. And I don't really want to entertain doing the mod too much. So I'm going to do this whole cleanup. The mod's very simple to get to. It's very easy to break the system down. So I'm going to look around online, and if it does drive the value up to have that mod, I'll do it, and I'll definitely make a video. If it's not going to add anything to the value, again, I don't see the point of doing the video. I mean, it is a little bit more consistency. It's just something for me to do and get out there. But there's a lot of videos out there for it already. Again, if it's not raising any of the value of the system, you know, it's probably because they have things like the EverDrive. There's other ways to get around region lock now that don't even involve cracking open the system and give you more benefits, like being able to play your backed up games that you own and you just decided you're going to upload into your computer for records keeping, and ability to put onto SD cards. Of course, that's exactly what everybody's doing with these devices. So, yeah, let's get down to the cleaning, because this is definitely going to need a very deep cleaning. It was missing this one back panel. No big deal. I think I've seen some of the ones online selling for pretty regular price. It doesn't seem to impact it at all. But now to see, how do we get in here? Security bit? Yes. There we go. Here we go. Oh no, is Nintendo going to sue me now because I did that? Nintendo sometimes does get a little carried away with all these lawsuits. Well, I feel like there has to be more than just 4 screws. But maybe not. I think most of the screws were actually on the inside. I haven't been inside of a GameCube in a long time, but you know what? That's honestly a good thing. Is if there's an older system that I have not been inside of for a while, I'll tell you that means that they work. They last. All right, outside of Super NES and NES, it'll sort itself. Outside of NES and Super NES, which are definitely way up there in age now, I almost never need to work on Nintendo products. Ooh-wee. Yeah, this is really dusty and dirty, though. I am going to be giving this a very thorough clean for you guys' enjoyment. There's a lot of cobweb in here. It doesn't look like anything living, though. Oh, that's just the mechanism to let the system know the door is closed, but you can see there is a disgusting amount of... Oh, there we go. That's just on one little part. That's... Oh, dear. Alright. Yeah, we're definitely going to be giving this a good scrub down. Okay, that's for the reset. We're going to have to actually unscrew all that. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. That's not. Oh, yeah, there you go. See, the door will work. Ah, the door works. Oh, there we go. It's stuck. It really just needs to be cleaned. There's nothing wrong with it. So, yeah, we're going to get to cleaning that in a minute. Right now, we're going to clean out the insides of this guy, though. So we're going to break it down a little farther. So we definitely need to get this fan out. That fan needs a good cleaning and scrubbing. So where do we begin? All right, so the controller ports, they clip on and they break. So there we go. Already broke something. Good job, me. Okay, so that's soldered on. But that is... slotted in with the connector, so there we go. We got our controller port loose. I'll actually clean that first. That's an easy one. I thought I had this all prepped out and prepared, but it would seem I could have did a better job of that. Could have did a better job of a lot of things. But here we are. I like to think that these little issues are what keeps you all coming back. You just want to see what I'm going to struggle with next. I'm going to edit out some of this away time. I got to go find the toothbrush that I like to use. Through the power of editing, I've returned. Here we go. Get this show on the road. Some IPA. Gonna, you know what? Here, we'll do this bit by bit, and I'll bring you in nice and close. Oop, that was the opposite of what I just claimed. Bring you in nice and close. So, while we're fixing this up, I guess we might as well talk Halloween. Let's date this episode now, so everybody knows when they watch it and it comes up on their feed like a year from now or 6 months from now that this was an episode from Halloween times. I'm not completely sure what I'm doing with Halloween. I mean, I have a really good idea. I want to say I know exactly what I'm doing. It's going to come down to time and availability for myself and others. I may be doing a live stream with one of my co-stars, Ashy Smashy. We might do that and like stream a horror game. Maybe we'll do some costumes or something, jazz it up a little bit. Definitely, I'm picking up Silent Hill 2 for the PlayStation 5, the new Silent Hill. I wanted it to be really extra and try and dedicate like a whole month to Silent Hill because of this release of this remaster and this chance of the series getting a little bit of a second wind, a little bit of a second breath. It needed it. And Silent Hill 2, I think, is a great title to begin this with. And Bloober Team, I actually, right from the bat, like, I'm familiar with their work, and I'm a fan of their games from when they were starting out. So, when I heard that they were getting the Silent Hill license, and they were doing 2, I was excited right off the bat. A lot of people are acting surprised that the game has turned out good and is reviewing well. I knew if... I'm sure there's better people or teams out there or higher budgeted. The fact that they gave it to a small team like Bloober is a little bit surprising, but I definitely think Konami got the most bang for their buck on this. I don't think there would have been a team that would have done anywhere near as good as they probably will or have for the same kind of price and value. They did the game The Medium was one of their most recents. It didn't get a huge amount of attention. It was a release title for the Xbox Series X. I will stand on being a critic of why was it Series X only? Why couldn't it play on the old systems? It wasn't that impressive. It didn't feel to me like it was doing anything the other systems couldn't do. That is how they touted it and advertised it. And I don't want to try and downplay it and hold anything against it because of that, because it was a great game. It was fun. It was enjoyable. If you haven't gotten to play The Medium yet already, go do so. It was a very good game. Very fun and very reminiscent of Silent Hill. I believe, and I could be wrong, if any of you eagle-eyed viewers are privy to it, let me know, but I believe that they worked with the composer of Silent Hill 2 on The Medium. So, it was maybe like a little foreshadowing. I'm sure this battery can probably get changed, but I don't have a replacement on hand, not a through hole at least. So, it's not leaking or causing any damage, so I'll leave it for now. Again, maybe I'll do a revisit. We'll see. We'll see how things turn out with trying to sell it. Okay, so now we're moving into the lid of our GameCube. Zoom us out a little bit. I keep getting those backwards. So, I'm wondering how much I should really take this apart. I guess it wouldn't hurt to just take it completely apart. Well, for starters, to get the gem off, you pinch these here, and you get your gem. And I was looking at this gem earlier, because I wanted to see how dirty it really was under there. And I noticed something weird. There's a Nintendo logo embossed on the underside of here. I guess authenticity, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at the Nintendo logo, you'll see it has indents. And on the shell itself, there are little raised bits. It says Nintendo on there too. There's little raised grooves. So kind of like to prevent you from putting an off-market emblem on there, jewel on there. What we have here is a Nintendo Famicom floppy disk. And they don't match up. That's not the point I want to make. But it has the same anti-theft device, like the same method. I just thought that was weird. I kind of wonder if that's supposed to be like a throwback. Like, did Nintendo really care that much if people made bootleg jewels? Or did they just see an opportunity to do a callback to their old disc system? I don't know. If anybody knows a little bit more about that, again, let me know. I'm here to learn too. I can teach you all something. You can teach me something. Let's heckin' go, comrades. But right now, you're just learning how to put a little shine on an old GameCube. So, I'm trying to avoid needing to soak this. That's why I'm thinking I might not completely disassemble it. Because I kind of don't want to just soak it in water. Because then I got to wait like a whole day for it to dry. It's already in the middle of the night. It's not hot out anymore. This actually probably looks better on your view than mine. But this is pretty scuffed up. This was a well-worn GameCube jewel. But, I mean, it is what it is. Here we are, trying to bring it back to life. At least give it a little shine and luster. So, here we go. Get this. Yeah, so you can see where raised up bridges are, is it's getting frothy. It's foaming up like one of your fancy little Starbucks drinks, you fancy little comrade. You know, every time I make a video, I have to pray now that my audio is recording. I am going to be so mad if the audio did not record on this video. But with that said, I'm going to cut to a little bit of music. We're going to speed it up a little bit, because I don't want this video to be like 3 hours. So, let's go. All right, now we get back onto the bread and butters, the more important parts. Got first things first, get our cotton swab, little IPA, clean off that laser. Oof. The dust is pretty strong with this one, so just gonna go over it real quick with the toothbrush. Might still have a tiny bit of IPA on it. Not the kind you drink, comrades. But yeah, just gonna go over this to get some of the bigger pieces off. It's mostly dry, so it should help shake a lot of this dust out of it instead of making it stick. Always try and use something dry when you're trying to remove that first coat of dust. Otherwise, you just make a muddy soup, and you don't want to deal with the muddy soup. Trust me. I am going to blow this out with some compressed air off camera. Really don't. I feel like I should take it apart more, but I don't know. Can't remember exactly how much I have to undo if I want to get this fan out, but I think I can get to the fan well enough from here. That's not really fair, is it? I should get to the other side of the fan as well. Alright, what do I have to undo? Looks like fan connects there. Power goes through here too. We got this board. Alright, so that board is literally the power input. Is that really it for the power input? Shee. All the bread and butter of that must be in the back of it. So now we got this piece out, so we can give that a good clean. Ooh. Yeah, I probably really should undo what was this whole thing. If not the whole, I should just undo the whole thing. What do you think? Should I undo the whole thing? Let me know down in the comments. I mean, I can't look at them right now, and I'm going to just have to do it anyway, but... Alright, so that loops through there. Gotta remember that. So now we got our fan completely out. I can get to both sides of it. Backside's actually really clean looking already, so that's cool. I'm still going to get in here with the Q-tips and the IPA though. Clean each blade individually, because these fan blades are filthy. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of contact cleaner, spin it for a little while, and then I'm going to hit it with a tiny bit of lithium grease just to try and help keep this bad boy moving and humming as quietly as it can. Let me get the edges cleaned up. So if you want to see more somewhat deeper dives into systems like this in the future, be sure to leave some likes. You know, subscribes also help. Leave some comments. You know, engage. Come on, guys. I get bored sometimes at work, and it'd be cool just to BS with some of y'all and maybe both learn a little something. I feel like my students teach me, and I don't teach them. You know? This is the contact cleaner, just a little bit. Give it a couple good spins. I'm going to let it dry for a little while before I put the lithium grease on it. Okay, so what are we looking at so far? So we got a disc reader here, and I think that whole sandwich comes out. The next step is just taking out the whole system pretty much. So let's hop to it. Could have sworn the disk drive just lifts out. We'll see. We'll see once we get this opened up a little bit farther. In order to do the region mod on it, you do have to go down this far. And now it's making me really think, like, should I just do the region mod? I'm already in here. It's not going to hurt the value of the system. Man. I tell you right now, though, guys, my eyes are not my eyes aren't really feeling up to it right now. Between me and you, going through a little bit of a medication changeover, and it's messing up my vision a little bit. So, on top of when we get in here, how small everything's going to be, I don't know. That and my need of glasses. If you'd like to send me money, you can go to the blah 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 cash now. No, I'm not here to beg for handouts. Don't worry, I'm always going to have things to fix, clean, and work on. I go to thrift stores, I look at eBay, I trash pick. I'm always going to have something that needs some kind of work. So, we'll keep this channel up and running. Man, this has a lot more screws in it than I remember. And it is a mighty sandwich, though. So, now we got all that undone. Is this stuck? What am I missing? Those are just shields. I think this does come out. What am I missing here? Quick, everybody, go to the comments. Tell me what I'm missing. It's got that ribbon cable. So this is a sandwich of its own, but I feel like this main board has like another main, like big screw in the middle under the CD drive. What is still holding this in? Do I really just have to... No. See, and I worry about pulling too hard, too, because there are ribbon cables involved here. So I know this comes apart. Was there thermal paste on the GameCube? There might have been thermal paste. It's lifting from the back. And it feels like... Let's see the front. Is that a plastic rivet? Nah, it's just a notch. It's not a rivet. I'm so sorry you guys are watching me struggle with this now. It's a good thing you don't pay for this channel. I know I don't have to undo these little screws, but I'm going to undo them anyway. I know that's just a part of the shielding. Or is it? Oh, does that go all the way through? I thought that it was literally only for holding this. I think that was my problem. It's been such a long time since I've opened up a GameCube. Do I need to say that again? It's been such a long time since I've opened up a GameCube. There we go. So yeah, we got our disk drive sandwich. Okay, yeah, the disk drive is separate. Well, I mean, it comes off separately. You can see the little screws there. I'm not going to mess too much with that. I'm going to definitely give this all a clean. I'm going to blow it out with compressed air. But most of that should all be fine. This is what I was more interested in getting to the meat and potatoes of. And okay, so the heat sink is definitely still holding this board down. I can't remember if I need to remove the heat sink to do the mod. I think you have to really get all the way down to the bare board to do the mod. It really kind of makes me wonder how the heck I even did it. Like, when I did mine, it had to have been like 7 or 8 years ago. I was still very new, very fresh on this. I barely knew what solder was. I know I had a lot of trouble getting the wires I had to stick to the contacts. I also believe I was using the wrong kind of flux, and I had a very lackluster soldering iron. I think there is thermal paste on here. I might go check and see if I have thermal paste I can take out and replace this with. I knew that was going to come out, but I wanted to see. Yeah, the only thing holding this on now has got to be old thermal paste. Is that even is that a thermal pad? Well, that used to be paste, I think. I'm gonna... It's not crumbling. It's still soft. But I think I'm gonna clean this off if I have thermal paste. And put some fresh on there if I have it. But let me get these ports cleaned. That's why I wanted to get in here, and I also wanted to get to the bottom of this. The board itself looks pretty good. And I know it works. I wasn't expecting there to be like an absurd amount of dirt or corrosion. There's a little bit of rust on these. That's pretty typical. Yeah. Oh, this looks great. So I'll put that to the side. I really just wanted to get in here. There's actually a tiny bit of rust right there. Okay. So I'm going to go and hit all these parts with compressed air, and I'll be back. All right, we're back. So I do have some thermal paste, so I'm going to replace the thermal paste on the main chip. I don't think I have enough to do all 3 chips, but again, it looks pretty good. Like, it doesn't look like it's in bad shape. In fact, I hope I have enough to replace it. I don't want to mix the chemicals, but I'm also afraid that these were pads. I don't know. I really don't like the idea of mixing the chemicals for the it's just never a good idea to mix up. Like, even with solder, like if you're doing more than 1 or 2 little solder points, it's usually best to completely undo all the old solder, clean it up, solder wick it, and just start over. But same thing I feel with the thermal paste, if not more so. I feel like the chemical structure in the thermal paste is a little bit less stable. Just really, oh man, what do I do? Well, here's the perfect time to really ask for you guys' help. I'm going to change out this thermal paste. If you've watched this far into this video and you know a good bit about thermal paste and mixing it or not mixing it or how it's going to actually work on this GameCube, let me know in the comments. Because if I need to get a thermal paste pad, I will order it, and I'll open this whole thing back up, and I'll do that, and I'll go get a pad. I just feel like this is too dense to be to just be paste. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know how to explain it better. But you see how thick that this is? It's too thick. It's perfectly square. I just don't feel like this was paste just willy-nilly dabbed on. But also at the same time, if this was a thermal pad, it's clearly falling apart. So yeah, probably was due for a change. That is that's something. Wonder if my rubbing alcohol is actually causing that discoloration. Normally you don't even have to go this far. You can usually just leave it in the middle. It'll squish itself down. But I'm afraid that I'm not even going to get the right amount of pressure in comparison to all the other chips that have all that other, like, I don't know, man. That thermal compound seemed really chonky. Let me give us a little more. So I want to make sure, well, you know what? I'll drop some. I got this all covered now. So I'm just going to drop a bead like I did in the beginning. And when it closes up and it sandwiches, it'll make its connection, and that should be that. That should be that. And the thermal pad for the IBM chip feels fine. yeah, now we're just giving this system a little shine. It's basically just any kind of plastic refresher. I'm not going to show what it is. It's controversial to use this in your repairs. A lot of people it's frowned upon. It's kind of like a phony aesthetic, and some people believe it can cause some kind of damage to the systems long term. The ones I use are supposed to help rejuvenate it, which I guess could just be a fancy word for help preserve and bring some more luster and life back to it. But I guess there's some chance it can actually cause some kind of harm long term. But it's not like I put it on there every day, you know. It's something I would do after a major repair like this, a major clean, deep clean. Or in my own personal collection, I have a couple of systems that I've probably done it to 2 or 3 times over the last, like, 10 years. Like, again, it's not something I'm doing all the time. Every few years, I'll go through a system, I'll clean it out, I'll check its batteries, I'll check its capacitors, and give it a deep clean and hit it with some of this stuff. This is where the GameCube handle really comes in handy, let me tell you. Let me tell you what. It just looks so much better, especially like another. All right, we got our moment of truth. Got our copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee in there. System powers on.
So what I'm going to do is try to make one group.
System settings were lost. Yes.
So
I know.
Quite interesting to see what's what. So I'm going to plug this one in because apparently it doesn't turn on. Maybe it's a touchscreen here, but this one looks like it can use. While this one doesn't. This
Super Smash Brothers.
On this bit here. Yeah. And it just looks. It just doesn't look like it can do something. It's absolutely matching. So let's plug this one in and see what it's doing. Well, we are plugged in. It's also missing the lead.
Nah, I really have that much on my memory card. Yeah, there we go, guys. $20 thrift store, fully working Nintendo GameCube. Look at that shine. Look at that glow up. Look at that Japanese orange pumpkin spice GameCube that I modded to play American. Look at that again. Now look at Smash Brothers. Now look at me. No, but yes. We are up and running. Remember, comrades, stay safe, stay well. I love y'all. Be good.